Hello, everybody. This is Preston Poulter here with Pocket Jacks Comics, and it should be a very exciting and eventful writer's stream this evening. Danny, and I'm so glad you could make it. This writer's stream is very special, so thank you so much for showing up. I feel like you're kind of like our outside observer who gets to come in sometime and go, goodness, you know.
But me? Yeah, that's the thing I do. I'm an inside observer. I'm behind the Demonatrix.
There you go. Yeah.
So I don't know how outside I am at that point.
Well,
but I promise you I will say goodness and be shocked, because I assure you, I'm confident based on your pressy that something shocking will be said. That I will respond.
Yes. So there has been a cancel campaign targeting me and kind of gradually moving over to my pals, which started honestly on Thursday and has been going every day, right?
Congratulations, you made it.
This is my second, actually. And what I like is that the people from the second cancel pressing campaign are opposed to people from the first pressing campaign. So I might actually get some of the haters from the original one to come back in and say, well, actually, that's not that bad. But
that must be very confusing.
Yeah, just because my haters hate my haters. So that's what makes the WWE environment of that whole space pretty interesting. But eventually what everybody went hog wild on was honestly John Lamont. And
what?
Yes, exactly. John Lamont has been labeled a pedophile producing child pornography. And not just a little bit. Like, they belabored this. They defended it. They made another video where they said it. They're going around spreading this everywhere. And anyone who says, I don't think that's really true, they're like, you're a pedo defender. People have been put under such pressure. Like, people in my Discord are like, you're in Preston's Discord? That means you're okay with pedophilia. That's what that means. Do you know about John Lamont? He's got that Demonatrix story. It's child porn. That's what it is. That has been going nonstop.
So, John, now is the right time to launch your Kickstarter. Exactly. When does that
go? Well, to be honest, I quite literally finished the book about an hour ago.
Okay.
I sent it to my editor, and when he gives it back to me, then yes, I will probably be running the Kickstarter in another week or two.
Oh, yeah, there we go. All right.
All right.
There we go. Strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yes. And that was the other thing. I'm like, I mean, I would love it if people were going 24/7, how awesome Preston is. Instead, people seem to be dedicating a good, if you just go on YouTube and just look at how much content there is, it says, fuck Preston. It's probably occupied about 4 hours a day, I want to say, or maybe
I've seen your Comicsgate Drama Llama stream or things.
Yeah.
They're terrifying, and by which I mean in length.
Right.
And also the subject matter and people that you discuss.
Yes.
So, I mean, you're posting like 5 hours of content a week.
Right.
And they've got 4 hours of content just about you. Like, I still think you're winning.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, look, they're constantly keeping my name, fresh and out there, and make sure everybody knows that. And of course, the reason for why Preston is a bad person changes pretty dramatically. But this week it was because I'm developing and distributing child porn, so that was our latest reason. And then I was thinking, I hope they don't target poor Danny. But then I'm like, well, I think Danny's superpower is his political correctness. He's like, I'm beyond canceling. Ding!
Yeah.
I mean, I would like that to be my superpower, but also I'd like you to go on a live stream tomorrow and punch a cardboard cutout of a Nazi in the face.
There you go. Okay.
Because punching a Nazi in the face is always for world peace.
There you go. All right. So
Preston, maybe I should put the Demonatrix under the Comicsgate trademark.
Absolutely. Yes.
There you go. That leverage the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Sean, you've got your first backer right here, and I'm doing something I normally don't do with things I back. I'll buy print and pay for shipping.
Okay.
Right on.
You already made a sale. I think this is good. Okay, so
under the conditions under the Comicsgate logo.
Yeah. Okay, I wrote some Fantasy Pirate stuff. This Fantasy Pirate stuff is different than last Fantasy Pirate stuff, so we'll see.
Yay.
There's some stuff. All right, let's make this big. All right. How do I? Okay. Right here. There we go. No, not there. I'm boomering this thing. I need.
All right,
to,
Preston. We do this every week.
I know. But like,
there we go.
There we go. Okay, but look, for a minute I thought I'm going to click on the big green button up here, but that makes it full. You know, and that's not what I want. I want to click on the little magnifying glass. Okay, narrator.
I think I narrated last time. I'm happy to do it again.
All right, go for it.
Cool. Page 1, panel 1. Sir Henry Morgan, whose hard life has aged him beyond the years of his early 40s, lies passed out in bed. Outside the bedroom window, the light of the full moon provides the only illumination. Caption: Plantation of Captain Henry Morgan, Jamaica, 1677. Panel 2. The severed head of Catalina, a Spanish woman, comes crashing in through the window. Crash! Panel 3. Catalina's dead face stares at the viewer as the side of her head collides with the wall over the bed. Bonk.
John, why don't you be Morgan?
Ah!
Panel 4. The head lands in Morgan's lap as he sits bold.
It should be bold.
Upright in bed. The look of terror on his face mirrors the look of terror on the dead woman's frozen expression.
Ah!
Panel 5. Morgan holds her decapitated head in her hands. Her decapitated head in his hands.
Right, should be.
Stares into her eyes in horror.
Oh, I can totally tell this is phoning it in version 2. Catalina, my favorite whore! No!
As an aside, I'm glad you took that note and read with it, Preston.
There you go.
Thank
yeah.
you. I'm on page 1, yo.
I mean, the story's more engaging now, right?
Yeah.
Page 2, panel 1. Morgan calls out for his aid as he stands from his bed. His room features a chamber pot and a chest of drawers.
Ashley, fetch me musket. We've got a murderer on the loose.
Panel 2. In hunting attire appropriate to the period, Morgan stands before the front door to the outside. Ashley, his early 20s British aide, holds a kerosene lantern in his left hand, which provides the room its only light source. In his right hand, he offers Morgan a flintlock musket.
And Skinny, why don't you be Ashley?
I worry for your safety, Governor.
Bah! As captain, I routinely placed myself in harm's way. I refuse to allow age to rob me of the thrill of the chase.
Panel 3. Holding the musket with both hands, the governor steps down from the porch of his house and into the dead of night. Ashley holds a torch and moves towards the barn.
Saddle me horse and bring it around.
At once, sir.
Panel 4. Captain Morgan looks out into the night, his wary eyes looking for threats in the gloom of night. Behind him, Ashley approaches on horseback, carrying the lantern. Page 3, panel 1. Morgan walks ahead of the horse, leading him by the reins with his right hand while his left hand holds the rifle. Morgan studies the blood trail leading to his mansion. Ashley walks alongside, holding the lantern.
This trail of blood looks like it leads to the shore.
Panel 2. Morgan mounts his horse as Ashley holds both lantern and musket.
Our man must have crossed the bay from Point Royale. I'll see if I can head him off before he's back on water.
Do be careful, Henry. He's killed once already.
Panel 3. Morgan holds his lantern forth with his left hand. With his right, he balances the musket across the horse's back and grips both it and the reins. He rides along a trail through a gathering of Cuba bark trees. Panel 4. Mickey, an Irishman in his early 30s, prepares to push his rowboat out into the bay. The Aztec medallion of Citlali, I'm assuming, dedicated to...
I'm pretty fluent in Aztec, so I believe it's Citlali.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Dedicated to an ancient alien snake god of sinister intent, hangs from his neck and reflects the light of the lantern hanging from a hook on the boat. In the distance, Morgan's handheld lantern illuminates him as he emerges from the grove of trees.
Yea there! Stop, or I shall fire upon ye!
Page 4, panel 1. In the foreground, Captain Morgan dismounts his horse to take aim. His eyes watch a distant Mickey. A distant Mickey, I guess?
Yeah,
who remains illuminated by his lantern, shoving his boat into the water.
Arr.
I would clarify Mickey is illuminated by whose lantern, because there were 2 lanterns in the previous panel.
Okay, fair
enough. Panel 2, with his lantern on the ground next to him, Morgan stands firm, taking aim with his musket. In the distance, Mickey climbs into the boat. Panel 3, Barrel POV. Viewed from one eye down the barrel of the musket, a distant Mickey pulls his torso out of the water and into the boat as waves crash around him. Panel 4. In the foreground, Mickey reacts as blood sprays from a lead ball passing through his left shoulder. Bang!
And then, Larry, why don't you be Mickey?
Arg. Arg.
Panel 5. Morgan stands at the shoreline, reloading his musket, and Mickey struggles to row the boat away with his right hand.
Arr.
Halt, if ye value ye life.
Page 5. Viewed from Morgan's perspective, Mickey stops rowing and sits in silence as Morgan takes aim at him from the shore.
That's a good lad.
Panel 2, reverse angle. Mickey grimaces as he touches his amulet with his right hand.
Yeah.
The bullet wound from his left shoulder continues to bleed.
Just let the waves take the boat in.
Oh boy. What did you write here, Preston?
Again, I'm fluent in Aztec, so.
Okay. Ahola Kala? Is that right?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Very good. Very good for first time.
Okay, sure.
Panel 3. Mickey smiles as the amulet glows with a green energy, tendrils of which flow from the amulet to the wound in his shoulder, which stops the bleeding. Behind him, Morgan keeps his musket trained at his head.
That's it.
Panel 4. The amulet continues to heal Mickey, who looks up in confidence as his wound closes altogether.
Attaboy.
Panel 5. Having reached near the shore, Mickey turns to face Morgan with a sadistic grin.
Here
I
I be.
be,
Sorry.
matey. That's okay. I got it. Here I be, matey.
Page 6. Splash. Panel 1. His lantern still at his feet, Morgan fires his musket. The ball strikes Mickey right in the forehead of his surprised face. Bang. Page 7, panel 1. Morgan stands over the dead body of Mickey, whose lies half out of the unsteady rowboat, rocked by the waves of the incoming surf. The amulet hangs from Mickey's neck into the water. Panel 2. Lighted by the lamp in the moonlight, Morgan's left hand reaches for the amulet half out of the water of an incoming wave.
What's this then?
Panel 3. Morgan holds the amulet out with his left hand and holds his lantern close to it with his right. Behind him, Mickey's torso and head rock in the surf, and his legs remain in the beached boat, rocked askew by the waves. Panel 4. Morgan rides into the dark, gloomy clearing, holding his lantern, rifle, and reins as best he can with his 2 hands. Around his neck hangs the medallion of Sitlali. Page 8, panel 1. His lantern at his feet and still wearing the amulet, Morgan ties his horse to a hitching post before a modest home. Panel 2. Lit only by the lantern in his right hand and the moon, Morgan stands before the door of the house and beats on it with the closed fist of his left. Knock, knock, knock.
Foot, open up. I have need of ye.
Panel 3. Morgan sits at a table with William Foote, a British man in his late 30s, who is dressed in white sleeping linen. A medallion of Sitlali lies on a tabletop between them.
What do you make of it, Foot?
Larry, you can be Foot.
Okay. An interesting medallion, Irish. You said it. Irish, you said it was? Sorry.
Panel 4, headshot. A disgusted look sits on Morgan's face.
Aye, he definitely was a filthy Irishman. Killed me favorite whore, my beloved Catalina. Oh, she did such magical things to me. Waste of one of the sweetest and most noble women I ever met.
Panel 5. Both remain seated at the table as Foote reaches for the amulet.
Very well, Governor. I'll take the medallion down to the town and ask which ship it might have come in on.
Page 9, panel 1. Caribbean prostitutes sit with pirates in a tawdry, poorly lit tavern in Port Royal as William Foote strides through the front door. Amy, the early 30s Taino madam of the place greets him.
Be careful, Foot. Dangerous folks about.
All right, Larry. Or no, sorry, Skinny. You can be Amy.
Hey, Bill. About time I see someone from the law come here to darken my door. Someone's gone and decapitated me, poor Catalina. Should I make her sound like a Waffle House waitress?
There you go.
Is that what they sound like where you're from?
Yes.
After 60 years of smoking, I'm sure she's going to sound like that.
Don't we have Foot? Larry, aren't you Foot? Larry, be Foot.
Okay, I'll be Foot. Yes, I think I was actually. Got here as fast as I could, Miss Amy. Had to check in with the governor.
Panel 2. Amy leads him up the stairs.
We found what's left of her in her bedroom. Looks like she was with a man who wanted head. Hers, unfortunately.
Oh! Sorry, someone had to. Panel 3. Small oil lamps sit in bases and light the second floor. Amy points to a closed door.
Amy,
what's your voice now?
Oh, she's in there. Sorry, wife.
Panel 4. Viewed from inside the room, Foot pushes the door open. Panel 5. Seen through the crack of the open door, Foot reacts in terror.
Sweet Jesus.
Panel 10. Splash. The layout and feel of this page should reference the tarot card 10 of Swords. The decapitated body of Catalina lies naked and face down in bed. 10 cutlass swords pierce her back and pin her body to the blood-soaked sheets. In the background, Foot stands in the open doorway in horror.
Who could have done this?
All right, so I
well, that story leveled the hell up.
That
was awesome, dude.
Okay.
That was like super different. Yeah, awesome.
Neat.
Yeah, no, that was very. You threw us quite literally right into the action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm curious why the murderer would throw the head through the window. So I'm sure that'll be an interesting puzzle to be revealed later. It definitely felt like Morgan was your main character, which I think was what you were going for.
Mm-hmm.
And throwing us right into the action. We got the character relationships.
That's always the question, by the way. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? I don't know.
I thought he said Carradine.
There you go. Okay, keep going, Don.
Yeah, I thought it really helped establish the characters and their relationship to each other right off the bat. So I think that was very good too. You know, even if it was a bit of cheesy dialogue, but you know, you kind of have cheesy dialogue throughout, so you know, it fits in the world, so it doesn't really feel like it's out of it's tonally inconsistent because that cheesy dialogue does stay throughout. So
awesome.
Cool.
Larry.
Yes. Definitely better paced story. I did like as John was saying, jump into the action. That was nice. I'm getting more of a Pirates feel to it, I guess. So, yeah. Not that your first story didn't have that, but yeah. I know someone's going to bring up there was a lack of ocean, though. So
there was a lot of base stuff. There was a boat.
We also, because there's direction, I'm just going to jump off of Larry's point here, I think, to be a little bit defensive of the story. Mm-hmm. There's such a strong through line that we know is going to end up on a boat.
Yeah. It is only page 10, so yeah.
Awesome. All right, Danny, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah. Can we just get synoptic here for a second?
Yeah.
Writers, if you are watching this and you're not sure what to do with the script that's about to be a hot mess, do what Preston just did and literally have people follow a line and then rally race the plot off with like literally handing off a MacGuffin. There is direction. There, like, once you have a character hooked and you're just following the next character who gets hooked and bringing people on the level, your plot is almost certainly working. So Preston, that was brilliant. I'm assuming that was somewhat instinctual, but Your instincts are good here, and that really worked. I'm okay with less piratey bullshit now because we know that the story is going to go somewhere, and the guy's a captain. He was literally going towards his boat.
Right.
And then when you switch scenes, it's to a place where there's other pirates. We know the direction is to be on the high seas.
Right.
Right. If it takes us a while to get there and we have a murder mystery to keep us invested, I'm in. I like how you kept the racism of the period and then just made it like not about slavery. So that was good. And that was a good way to keep some of that vaguely historically accurate accuracy that you had before. So great job there. You establish the MacGuffin and what it does really efficiently. And there was a point through the script read where I was like, oh, well, what if Foot just takes it and runs? Right? Like there are numerous ways the story can go aside from the murder mystery, even if it starts with the murder mystery. And then you double down on the tarot reference and the dead girl in a really good way. Like, it's not just a murder mystery. What happened to her? That by itself is a story. Right. Awesome. So yeah, there's enough hooks and enough balls in the air that you can juggle your way through this easily.
Awesome. Thank you. Skinny, what do you think?
Well, I can't really say much without repeating what everybody else said. I thought it was really good. It had a fantastic flow. The way you transitioned from one character to another, just it felt really natural. It really wasn't confusing how some people do it. So just pretty much what everybody else has already said.
Fair enough. All right. Can constructive notes? Anyone got any constructive notes?
I do have nitpicking just a little bit. Like when the head crashes through the window, like in my opinion, I'm imagining like the Hulk through it because it would have to have so much force to crash through the window and then go all the way to the wall.
You don't think you could just ollie-oop? With a human head, right?
Well, maybe
if you just give it like a big oomph, like.
Yeah,
but
maybe
that's just me nitpicking. That's the only thing that kind of that I could nitpick just a tiny little bit.
Or wait, no, that would be Skyhook, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's Skyhook, and just bam. Right?
Well, they were using Coke glass or something at that point. It was easy to break, but still, yeah.
Jumping off of John's point earlier, obviously the dialogue needs a touch up, but if that's all you need, you're good. You had a few dead panels. Actually, Skinny's point about the head careening off the wall, that entire panel wasn't needed. The head can just land in the bed. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And you had a few more dead panels in the face-off with the Irishman, Mickey. Of course, is Mickey the Irishman. At the shore there was just like a little bit of back and forth when it's like everyone's looking at everyone else in horror for like a page. But aside from that, like most of the work was still like developing something in a really strong way. So,
and we, as Ro kind of points out, the head could be fired from a cannon.
That's true. Yeah.
From the villainous pirate ship that he's going to
change back.
They're getting headshots.
Yeah, headshot. There we go. Larry, John, anything?
I guess my only thing would be that he goes from getting the head to finding Mickey really fast. And I don't really know what's besides having the MacGuffin. I don't really know what part. I mean, is Mickey the murderer? I mean, and if he is, why is there a murder mystery? And if he's not the murderer, then how did Morgan find him so easily? Or was he just wrong place, wrong time, and happened to have a MacGuffin? And how does then Morgan know he's not the murderer? Like, Morgan went down to the beach, shot him for reason, if maybe thinking he's the murderer. So why does he not think he now? So what made him think this is not actually the murderer?
Okay, fair enough. All right, Larry, you got any constructives?
I don't think so. I think pretty much everybody else already mentioned anything that.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on. Here's
Are we forgetting Skinny? Does Skinny have any nitpicks and other things? Or
No, I asked him one.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good.
All right.
Okay, so we are now at the finale of issue 1 of Reckless Child Endangerment.
Awesome.
Which is still a working title. So our hero, Sir Gavin of Braddock, has gotten to Aganalia. He's found himself in the middle of a gang war. And Priviel has just found out that the baby she's carrying is not magical and is very angry about it. And a half ogre who leads a gang of ninjas that's attacking the town has just thrown Gavin into the part of town where Priviel is currently fighting some ninjas. Is that a reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I just caught up.
So let's have. I think Preston was doing Gavin reasonably well.
Mm-hmm.
Skinny, I haven't met you before, so why don't you read the narration? Sorry.
Okay.
And then John do Priviel, and then we'll just sort of take turns on everybody else.
Sure.
It's a lot of random thugs.
Sure.
All right. Page 17, panel 1. Exterior Agnalia Mystic Shop. The thug is monologuing to Priviel.
So maybe I'll kill him so he'll suffer, or maybe I'll kill you and make him an orphan. I bet you don't even know who the father is.
Panel 2. Priviel has her hands up in something of an I surrender pose, but she's walking forward somewhat confidently. The fracas in the alley is on pause as everyone stops to see what's going on. If we see above the buildings, we see Gavin midair flying in their direction.
Hold on there, buddy. Let's talk. I really couldn't care less the baby. You can keep him, but I need the bassinet.
Thug.
Bassinet.
The basket, Dookie Stain.
Look at that
Attendee 1.
loser.
Threatening children, how despicable. There we go.
There we go.
That's too far.
Panel 3. Priviel continues. Gavin is still flying in suddenly.
The basket. It's dangerous. More dangerous than you could possibly.
Ah!
Panel 4. Gavin's fall is broken by the thug.
Ah!
Slam.
Ugh.
Panel 5. Match cut. Gavin's hand hold the baby up into the frame.
Excuse me, miss. Is this your infant?
Panel 6. Gavin is now standing holding the baby out at arm's length. Priviel's yelling at him.
What did you do that for?
Page 18, panel 1. Priviel is rummaging through the bassinet. The baby's sitting on the ground. Clink, clink.
What do you think?
I'll explain later. Priviel Ilaria.
Gavin of Braddock.
What's the plan?
They took my sword. I'm honor bound to retrieve it.
A noble one, ain't ya?
Panel 2. Priviel pulled out 2 small potions from the basket and is inspecting Gavin. A couple of the nearby market attendees are approaching.
You're hurt, and we don't have much time. You want to use a potion of healing or one of strength?
Strength. You can distract these thugs until they get through to their boss.
No problem. If we survive this, I want to hire you for a quest.
Panel 3. Close-up of Gavin's face.
Quest?
Panel 4. Priviel hands the baby to a middle-aged woman. Gavin drinks his potion.
Here, watch this. Sure, dearie. You show them how it's done. What's his name? Ask him. Ask him. What a beautiful name.
Panel 5. Gavin and Priviel run up the street towards the market square. Gavin's in front. Page 19, panel 1, exterior Agnalia City Center. As Gavin and Priviel run towards the thugs and half-ogre awaiting them, the city center, building them with Gavin's sword stuck point first in the ground. Priviel is throwing a Molotov cocktail into the game.
There's my sword. Ready to fight?
Damn right. I'll distract the bullies. You take the big one.
They won't know what hit them.
Panel 2, the Molotov cocktail explodes, obscuring the half-ogre and his thugs in a plume of smoke. Whoosh.
Looks like our knight in shining armor hasn't learned his lesson, eh, boys?
I can't see.
Where are they coming from?
Panel 3, in the blink of an eye, Gavin sweeps through the smoke, past the thugs, and punches through the half-ogre's huge club.
What the?
Crack. Panel 4, Priviel slides into the fray, knives out.
What's happening?
The girl, where'd she go?
Panel 5, Priviel fights the low-level thugs. In their confusion, she's able to attack, disarm, disable a bunch of them.
Thieving bastards, I am the vanquisher of Dazia. Don't mess.
Slice, cut, flap, etc. Page 20, panel 1, the half-ogre between Gavin and his sword swings a hammer fist blow. Gavin dodges under his legs.
You're gonna pay for that, hero. Only if you can catch me, Tusky. Someone else can take the half-ogre.
Okay.
Gavin performs a jumping lunge punch at the half-ogre, who blocks with his armored forearm. Show the impact waves of Gavin's supernatural strength breaks the half-ogre's bones.
And that's not happening today.
Snap. Panel 3, the half-ogre holds his broken arm and screams in pain.
Ah!
Panel 3, Gavin prepares to attack again. The half-ogre has fallen to his knees in pain, still holding the broken arm.
You think you can take what you want, kill what you want? Well, I won't let you hurt these people anymore.
Panel 4, Gavin charges the half-ogre.
I swear by my honor as the son of Duchess Blush, I shall not be defeated on my Ascension Day.
Panel 5, and punches his head clean off.
Ah!
There we go.
Krakoom. Page 21, panel 1. Priviel is fighting thugs, but the smoke is clearing, and now they can see what's going on.
Take that and that.
Look, the boss.
He's down.
Panel 2, the remaining thugs have reformed around the half-ogre.
Don't think you've seen the last of us. The Gnarling Gang will never be defeated.
Panel 3, the Gnarling Gang runs away, carrying their half-ogre's corpse with them. The citizens cheer.
We'll have our revenge.
Hooray!
Panel 4, Gavin pulls his sword up out of the ground, while shocked onlookers surround him. He's pointing at one wearing a badge of Radiac. The half-ogre's head lies in the dust around him.
Looks like he wasn't the mightiest creature in these hills after all. You take his head to the Duchess. Tell her Sir Gavin has found adventure. She'll reward you. Go now!
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Gavin.
sir, Gavin.
And there we go.
I think one more page. One more page.
No, one more
One
page.
page. Keep going.
Oh, yes.
There
One more
it is.
page.
Hidden.
We need some kind of conclusion, right?
Yeah.
Page 22, panel 1. Priviel and Gavin catch their breath.
Good work. Let's get out of here before someone decides we should pay for the damage.
Good idea. So, about that quest.
You're hired, kid. If you want to be. I need to find a magician to lift a curse.
Panel 2, close-up of Gavin. He's over the moon.
I swear on my honor as a knight of Bradiac that I will accompany and defend you to the best of my ability.
Panel 3, exterior outside Agnalia gates. Crane shot. Gavin and Priviel are walking beside each other on a dusty path. Gavin's leading a Gringolet by a rope. The town of Agnalia is already in the distance.
I'll read this. Some travel to Agnalia for goods, some for profit. One rarely finds the expected on market day, least of all an adventure.
By the way, you said something about a curse.
I'll explain on the way.
Panel 4, exterior Agnalia Mystic Shop. The middle-aged woman is still holding the baby. Damn. Baby is crying. Woman looks confused.
Where the fuck did that girl go?
All right. All right. So just so I understand, where was this referenced earlier? Because for me, it was like
she gave the baby to a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because like most of these pages were like Gavin and Ogre, right?
There were a few pages where she handed the baby that was in the bassinet off of to some random woman in the street.
That's right. Okay.
I mean, you don't go murder a bunch of thugs while holding a baby.
That is true. Okay.
Yeah.
And she was secretly trying to get rid of the baby.
Yeah, I had some stuff. I like it when I have lines. When people give me lines I can do, you know. Anyway. All right. Do we have any? Oh. And hello, Moby.
How are you?
Moby. What's going on?
Hey.
Skinny, what's good, man? What's good, everybody?
Speaking of Moby, we have Knight Preston in our chat. All right. So who wants to start with positives?
Oh man.
I will start. It was good. It was very funny. Kept up the same, action and humor that we saw from the previous one. So that's good. I thought the action, some of the action shots were very visceral, so that's good for comic book. So yeah, I thought it was pretty well written conclusion to the previous pages. So.
Yeah, I also, we wrapped it up. I like the ogre fight. It gave Gavin lots of cheesy lines to say, and that's always cool. So, huzzah! There we go.
Huzzah.
Larry.
Yeah, definitely good pacing at the end. I like when he punches the ogre's head off because you're like, oh, he's just gonna like knock him out or something. Nope, head clean off. That's a good way to end it. So.
Getting a little bit of
pretty
berserk
powerful
in there.
if he can decapitate somebody with an uppercut.
Strength potion, bitches.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
All right, and Skinny.
Yeah, the pacing was really good. I felt the action was really fluid. I like the incorporation of the lines for just the random thugs. A lot of people don't even bother with that sometimes. It really kind of gives a little bit more life to the world. And all around, I've got no complaints about it, man. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Constructives.
I'd still like to know more about this baby thing. I think that's a little confusing to not be explained, and maybe it'll be explained in a later issue or whatever, but it just feels, I don't know, it just feels weird. I mean, I know that your story is called Reckless Child Endangerment, but I wasn't expecting that to be regarding the baby. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But I don't know. That seemed very unsatisfying. It just felt unsatisfying how that ended.
Cool, thank you.
All right, for me, I liked the ogre fight, although I didn't quite think it had stakes. I felt for sure Gavin was going to win that one, but I liked that one. I wonder if maybe we could have gotten to it a bit faster, because I feel like that's when our story kind of begins. Is he's in a fight, he wants to win, and before that, the backs, and if we were to say, what if we started the story there? Well, then we might argue, but the people have to know that he's after a quest. I'm like, well, I think that's not that hard. So your prior pages, I was never quite emotionally engaged with his quest to find a quest. But now that he's actually, he's fighting something and he's becoming a hero, and now there's like, oh, there's got to go over yonder and look out for the curse. Now I'm starting to go, well, what curse? And what is over yonder? And maybe they're going to kill him. Who knows? So I feel like I'm more emotionally engaged now than I was previously.
And then you just end it.
And then yeah, I did, but that happens.
Oh, if I could also add, I would caution you against making your main character so overpowered in the very beginning. Bouncing off what Preston said about not feeling as though there was no stakes, or he didn't feel like Gavin was ever going to lose. Building on that is he basically has this ability to decapitate people with a punch, and that makes him, it makes him so overpowered, I almost don't even feel for his fear for his safety. And that also reduces emotional attachment to the character if we feel like they're never going to lose a fight. And if that's going to be a trope that the character is going to have, well, then we need to have some other kind of emotional hook that gets us attached to him. Like we know Superman is immortal and can't die, and, aside from kryptonite or whatever, but, not kryptonite is still rare and only one person has it. So, and he only uses it, like for the climax. Every other time, if they want to get at Superman, they go through Lois Lane or they go through somebody that he cares about. So there are ways that you can deal with characters that are OP. But I would just caution you against making a character so OP that you write yourself into a corner that makes the character unrelatable and somebody that we don't ever fear for.
Makes sense. Thank you. I've definitely noticed a theme in that, and I've got to go back and rewrite some stuff to clarify that he's not OP. It's the magic, and that's not an everyday sort of thing.
Yeah,
maybe add in him getting injured somehow.
He was a little bit in the previous section, bruised and bloodied and sort of thrown across. So he should be looking injured at this point, but it's not directly repeated in all that direction either.
So if it was some kind of magic that gave him the ability to decapitate this guy, I missed that in these pages. So maybe punch that up, or unless it was just me, but maybe punch that up a little bit, that the magic is coming from somewhere.
It was the potions, right?
That was sort of what I was going for, but I've already decided I need to rewrite to establish that the potions are rare and powerful.
Yeah.
And also rare.
But don't tell us that they're rare. Show, don't tell.
Yeah.
So, maybe when he's in the marketplace, 10 pages earlier, and the guy's selling potions, that the potions can be super expensive, and that can show us that they're rare, so that later on when he actually uses it, or later on when he actually, or I think that was the issue that I think that was what you were saying, is that he could only take one of the two, either the healing potion or the strength potion. So you can kind of punch that up a little bit to basically say that he's at a disadvantage by not taking the healing potion because he's bleeding out. So the question is, can he defeat the bad guy before he bleeds out into unconsciousness? Because
that's a really great note.
Because that would give us stakes. Now it's like, okay, so either I could take the healing potion and I'll survive this stabbing wound that I have, but I might lose this fight anyway. Or I could take the strength potion, but I have to win this fight fast before I bleed to death. And then show us that, and through the character interaction or through his inner monologue or whatever, I think that might help. And then again, as I said, that is the payoff, the setup being 10 pages or so earlier when he's in the market and the potion vendor is selling potions for ridiculously high prices that are just astronomical because they're so rare.
I love it.
Anyone else?
Yeah, and if you did do with like the bleed out thing, you could also in the fight you could have just a couple, maybe 1 or 2 panels of him actually kind of starting to get to that line where he's losing consciousness, like he stumbles and somebody gets a hit in on him.
Yeah, like when he's fighting the ogre. Like make it so that he doesn't so brazenly win. You know, like maybe he's fighting the ogre and then the ogre hits him in the head and he gets a little woozy.
The hell up.
Yeah.
That's great, guys. Thanks.
Moby, did you hear any of the pages?
Oh yeah, I heard the whole thing, man.
All right, thoughts? What
They
you
had me waiting in the back like a man trying to find the birth results of his child.
See, even Moby wants to know what's up with the baby.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I mean, I like it, man. It's kind of like what we talked about before. You know, a lot of the readers are gonna know what happened, but I do agree with you don't want to. You know, one curse you don't want to end up in is like you're writing a new story, but in the back of your mind you're like, oh, it's an already established character, so you make them too strong as though the reader's been following that character for a while. So you don't make them as as weak and stuff. But I think to me the flow was right. You just need to add, I guess, more risk. You know, maybe he's struggling to lift the blade, and like John said, the magic. And maybe, you know, the old scars, blood coming out his mouth, you know, signs that the reader's like, oh, he might die, or something like that. But other than that, to me, it flowed nicely, man. And, you know, I'm for once, you see, John, I'm not the one putting, little children at risk.
All right, that took 47 minutes before someone dropped that. So I'm behind that reference.
Man, we're starting the hashtag. Stop blaming Moby for children at risk.
There you go.
I mean, we only do it, Moby, because it's all your fault.
Yeah.
Danny, I don't think you were here, but Moby had a script like maybe 6 months ago, where he quite literally had the father was a complete sadist, and he was making his 9-year-old daughter torture and kill pigs.
You don't do that to people who can think. Babies are fine; they don't have brains yet.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was real. It was a really messed up story, and we kind of teased him about it.
Yeah, in essence, it was Moby's version of like the intro to 300. Where you kind of had like the baby discarding tower, but this baby has been held to be, worthy. And so we will train her to be a warrior. You must stab the pig. You must kill, you must fight.
Yeah.
And we were like, Moby, this is a child.
Man, y'all gonna contaminate Skinny, man. He's a God-fearing man.
Yeah, and now it's not just John, apparently, who's putting children at risk.
There you go.
So, yeah, that works. And yeah, I do. I am really behind all of these notes. I'm really looking forward to this rewrite.
Oh,
cool. We're looking forward to seeing what you got when you get around to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I should start writing episode 2 at some point too.
there we go.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd probably help. You guys have helped a lot, actually, genuinely, and I've got a lot. I've gotten started on episode 2 already, so that's pretty great.
Fantastic. All right, so here we go. We got some more pages. So this is the comic book. So it's always good when I read the comic book. So
that's a really unique title. I think you should stick with it.
Exactly.
So is this the more pages from the guy who doesn't show up?
Yes, more pages from that guy. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Interior Yaoshin Express warehouse night. Johnny starts crawl towards the duffel bags filled with drugs. Panel 2. Miss Tuna jumps down from above, sliding down the wall. Number 3, she bounces off the wall towards Jericho. He readies his gun. 4, she pounces on him, causing him to pull the trigger. 5, the bullet hits the duffel bag, causing it to catch fire. 6, Johnny's leg catches on fire. He yells hysteric in pain. We need a Johnny. John, there you go. All right. 7, Mitsuha runs over to him, holstering her friender.
Shit, hold on.
8, we got a lot of panels on this page.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a lot of panels.
Panels. Wow.
Yeah. 8, she slides.
Are we sure there's not more on the next page?
Yeah. This is page 1.
Yeah. Yeah. She slides, yanks her overcoat off, still running. Johnny begins to curl up in pain. 10, she begins to violently assault the flames with her overcoat. Take that, flames. Slowly killing the flames. Kill you.
That's like 2 pages, but.
All right.
Damn you, flames.
But we'll get to that anyway.
Her eyes are wide and concerned. 2, Johnny, drained of energy, moans as his shattered leg is now black and twitchy. Yeah, one thing I want to say, I haven't noticed a whole lot of passive voice, so you're doing great there. All right.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Fucking hell, Johnny.
She brings no passive voice. She stares. Jericho slowly Mulby, isn't this a beautiful script? I mean, don't you just look at this and just appreciate it? God, it just sounds good, you know?
Man, all the words are spelled properly.
I know, it's great.
I take back everything I say about this guy not showing up in the stream.
This is why I go to Bullied Anonymous.
All right.
She stares at Johnny's legs. Is that where we were?
No, she brings up her holo wrist and makes a few swipes. She stares at Johnny's legs and presses a hologram button.
This is Beetle to Skull. If you get this, meet me at the coordinates.
Jericho slowly gets up and reaches into his pocket.
I don't usually cash in favors.
Page 3, Jericho reveals he has an extra vial of drug and twists the top off.
But I need a quick ride out of here.
Next panel, Jericho downs the entire vial while reaching for his magnum. Panel 3, he tosses the vial aside and it shatters. Panel 4, small panel, zoom in on Mitsuha's eyes. Panel 5, Mitsuha whirls around, gun at the ready to see Jericho walking slowly towards her. 4, Jericho slowly raises his magnum, Mitsuha rapidly firing at him. Next, the bullets hit him in the leg, arm, shoulder, and head. We need a Jericho.
Mulby.
You're up. Mulby, say I'm sorry.
My bad.
That's not what the script says, Mulby.
I was having a problem with my computer.
The script says I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
There we go. He keeps walking towards her akin to a T-800.
Okay.
But you're gonna have to be sharper than that.
For Mitsuha, with a panicked expression on her face, pulls the trigger a few more times. She looks down and shuffles her hand in her pocket, grabbing bullets to reload.
You better reload quick.
For Jericho shoots his magnum, hitting her in the shoulder, causing some wires to fray. Next page, she drops her ammo and loses her grip on her fender loosens. Right. Next one, she reaches for more ammo. She grits her teeth.
Come on.
She pulls it out and her arm is grabbed. Jericho gives a violent squeeze at her arm, causing her suit to bend and smoke.
Not so tough without your armor, are you?
Jericho lifts her by her arm, grip tightening. Mitsuha has an expression of pain and bits of sparks begin to come out of the suit. He throws her across the warehouse, her hitting the steel wall. All right, next one. She begins to get up, but not without a struggle. She continues to walk. God, it's so many action verbs, doing things. I love it. I feel like I'm back in like 5th grade, like just this big long string of action verbs. So Jericho continues to walk towards her.
Perhaps I should show you what I can really do.
She looks around the room and notices man's corpse with his rifle not lying too far from it. She makes a dash and a roll for it.
No, you don't.
She grips and cocks the lever back, panting heavily.
It's turning into a John script. No, just kidding.
Jericho, at a faster pace, storms towards her with the duffel bag still on fire behind him. Mitsuha takes on a legendary grenade. Incendiary. It was legendary to me. All right, an incendiary grenade from her trench coat.
Legendary grenade.
This better work.
Preston takes incendiary for 500.
There we go. She tosses it in front of Jericho.
You really need to work on you.
As Jericho walks past it, she shoots it. Jericho catches on fire, still storming.
Uh-oh.
She runs away, looking behind her, trying to create distance between the two of them.
How the fuck is he still alive?
She backs up her original position near Johnny's shuddering body and snags her friender back. She reloads it while keeping her eyes on the ever-slowing Jericho. Jericho then slumps to his knees and falls. She looks at him with a paranoid stare, slowly approaching him, gun ready to fire. And that's it.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
8 pages, probably more like 9 if we rebalance page 1.
Chow young fat man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hello, new person, MM247.
Hello, yeah, it's me, Mario from the server. How are you?
Oh, hey, Mario.
Oh,
This is the
cool,
first time you've actually been here.
Yeah, because I got lunch around this time, so it's able to work out.
Okay. What part of the world are you in?
Japan currently.
Oh, awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
That's why I can barely make it.
And a culture. Yeah.
I understand. All right. Well, I mean, I liked it. We got a lot of action. We got thrown into stuff. We had a lot of action. The pages float. I love the way I commented on your use of the active tense as opposed to the passive tense. We had lots of action, smashing, bullets, kung fu. I mean, you open your story pretty strong.
Yeah, honestly, thanks for that. I did take that consideration that you guys gave last week about show us what the potion does. So I scrapped the entire second half, and that's why I have it be a showdown with Jericho. He takes it, and you see firsthand what it actually does. And if the story sets up this way, it's like Scarface. You set the stakes at the beginning, but you can keep everything else lower, but it lingers in the back of the head.
Right. No, you're right on the money about that. I mean, because now we can see what this potion does. We know we don't want it on the street. So you totally knocked that out of the park. And so that was really cool.
John, any other positives?
Yeah, I mean, overall, it was definitely much improved. And the action really pitting us between our two, I'm guessing, as our main hero and our main antagonist right off the bat is really cool. Having the main character get out by the skin of her teeth is good because we keep that balance of power between them so that when the next time they get together, we're still like, okay, is she going to beat on this time? And, it's not so you kind of set that up pretty well. So
I really liked, especially compared to the last version, how few characters there were. It was really easy to tell what was going on and what everyone there had something to do.
Except Johnny. Well, I guess
except Johnny. I mean,
he got shot. That was what he had to do.
Yeah.
My bad.
We still don't know if anyone's a cop or whatever, but we have a much better sense of it from like the radio chatter. So that was a big improvement too.
The page is going to be 14 by 17. Typically, they're 11 by 17 if we're talking about comic book artwork.
Yeah, they're done on 11 by 17 typically.
That first page was a formatting error.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other positives?
All right. It's had a lot of action, man. It flowed well. Felt like an action film, kind of like I'd say, like a Chow Yun Fat, the 80s and that 90s, a lot of gun fu, a lot of shooting and killing.
Gun
man,
fu is good. Yeah.
We know you love action movies.
Hey man, it's,
Yeah.
you know, man, just
Man,
not enough.
of action, yeah.
Not enough women. Not enough women moaning.
But we know you like the action of their movies.
That's a different Magnum, dude.
But other than that, solid, man. I got no problems really, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to adjust to the comic book layout as compared to writing movie scripts that I usually do.
You did pretty well.
I mean, you did really well. I mean, this is my first time seeing it, and I liked it. It pulled me in. I didn't get bored. Nobody was sitting in coffee shops. It was just straight up, just high octane.
So it wasn't your first time seeing it.
Oh yeah,
Like I can imagine myself like tearing through these pages and like that, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to take the other element from the 40s where people are just doing a lot of things, lots of dialogue at the same time. It's very, the banter of AB, trying to figure out how to make it flow that good in comic form, though.
Well, one thing you can do in comics is have people talk while they act, because panels can take like a longer period of time. So you can do a little bit more establishing early on while people are acting, either through radio chatter or conversation with Johnny or whatever, like while people are running around and getting set up for the Terminator bit. But I definitely keep it quiet during the Terminator bit, or have what's his name, Jericho, be I'm going to defeat you and control this massive drug exchange cartel or whatever. Like, so you can enhance the stakes by having like a little bit more exposition during the action. That still actually works in comics in a way where it doesn't in film. Okay,
I actually forgot about how much longer dialogue you can crunch, because you think Watchmen and there's everything else,
I get what Danny's basically saying. Like, you have the drug lord reference what's at stake, But I think he's writing more from a manga perspective, where the old you barely use dialogue. It's gonna be more on the character's expression or how it's drawn. So I think Danny's right. You got to have it where the drug lord is telling you what he's what he can lose.
After I defeat you, I'm going to do blah 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 blah, or you can't stop me from doing what I want, or like whatever it is. Because like what someone wants is like definitely the one thing that's really missing from this passage, the way you wrote it this time. But everything else really lands. It's gripping. There's a solid action scene. If I can give it constructive, I wouldn't even bother with like the first chunk of page 1 and just start with the dude on fire. A dude on fire is a pretty good page 1.
Yeah,
like he just takes the drug, he gets set on fire, and he's just going at it.
Isn't her friend on fire?
Everyone's
name starts with J, so there's Mitsuha and 2 people's names start with J. So
JMJ Studios, gotcha.
I think say one more thing you got put in is, why is the drug lord fighting her? Like, what happened to the henchmen? Are there dead bodies all around them?
Well, because this is a direct continuation off of last week, so I literally was the second half that didn't get read, and I reworked it. So the other two are dead, the other 2 are knocked out. That's how she's able to get the rifle from the corpse to save herself.
Based on your export, this felt like page 1 of the book.
Yeah, I think.
And actually, I'm happier with this as page 1 of the book.
Yeah, this would be a cool page 1.
Yeah, okay. I mean, your numbering implied that it was page 1, which is why we all thought it was page 1.
Right. Yeah, it's just software exportation. I just really chose to cut the first half instead of you thinking, we sent the same thing twice,
I understand. Look, and it's tough when you're not here to tell us where to start. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have one question though, because she called in the favor. It says, "From Beetle to Skull, I don't usually cash in favors. Would it be better to have the guy she asking for a favor for the ride, like show up right after that, or just cut to that, or bring it even later into the story? What would you recommend?"
Sorry, say that again, because I think we kind of lost us. And now that you've mentioned it, I don't even remember anything about. I remember the line, but I don't remember anything coming of the line.
That's why I didn't put anything coming of that line. So would it be better to, let's say, have the guy she asked for a favor, the skull, come in right after that conflict ends, or next chapter, or just wait for later in the story? What would you think?
I mean, wait for the hero to be about to die, and then have like the rescue vehicle just like crush the bad guy and have everyone escape. If it's going to be directly related to this scene, she's got an injured colleague.
And actually, I'll go with Danny on the crushing the bad guy thing, because I did something similar where I had two characters fighting, and I didn't know how to end it. So, and one of the characters is basically immortal. So I basically had another character come in and hit him with a truck and send him flying across the road, and then they get in the truck and drive away. And then the bad guy gets up off the ground and basically brushes it off. So you could do something like that. Like if you thought of it like you're writing a Terminator movie and you've got your first big fight in the beginning. Well, we can't have them defeat the Terminator in the first one, because then that makes the Terminator a pussy. But at the same time, we can't have the Terminator kill our main character, and our Terminator is not going to stop until the main character is dead. So we have to somehow separate them. So you could totally, like Danny said, have them come in with a giant, police truck, tanker, APC, shove the guy to the side, and then the main character jumps in it, and they all just drive away really, really fast.
Gotcha.
So something like that could give you that that break that basically puts an end to the fight and gives, while the bad guy is taking a few seconds to compose himself, they basically jump in a car and drive away before it's too late.
And that's really good setup for later on when they inevitably have to face off again. But this time, our hero
because
not
our
able
main
to,
character never
called in her
actually
favor.
beat them, so we have to keep wondering, okay, are they going to beat them again? Yeah, that's... Yep.
Got it. Because the original idea I had, at least, was that the skull, he comes in, they put Johnny in the car, and he can see that Jericho's not quite dead yet, and so he asks her, do you want me to end him off or no? And then she later tells no, and that would later go into the whole thing about why letting him go to find the further source of the drugs, but wasn't sure about how that pacing would work. Sometimes you got to have a vague idea and then build up to that.
If they're police, they will be horrible police if they're not apprehending him or killing him, because they will either attempt to apprehend him, and if they cannot, then they will have no choice. They're not just... No good police officer is just going to leave a bad guy lying in a ditch and run away. Unless you work for the CW and you're writing Batwoman.
If you're leading this off with
she has the tendency to just beat up bad guys and then leave them lying in a ditch and go away.
Yeah.
So they can just get up off the ground.
Come back next week. Yeah.
So they should either attempt to apprehend him, or if, as I said, like if it's something where, he's a continuing threat, or, But you could use Johnny as if he's bleeding out and dying, and they have to get him to a hospital, and the bad guy just will not die. You can kind of play that off.
Like lean into the Terminator thing.
Yeah, that's why I said, yeah, definitely. Lean into the Terminator thing. The guy just will not die. They can't stop him. And if they try to keep fighting him, Johnny will die. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll go with that then.
Yeah, and then you can lean into the emotional thing too, because that'll be a good thing for later. You can have, where Johnny's now dealing with this emotional, my life is now costing other people's lives.
Yo, now we know why he's such a dick at the sushi restaurant.
There we go.
Sushi dick returns. Yeah.
But that's I mean, for a cop who is willing to put his life on the line for other people, who's then saved, but the bad guy is not apprehended, and the bad guy goes out and commits crimes, that can really put an emotional toll on both the cop who saved and on Mitsuha, who made the call to save Johnny's life over apprehending the bad guy. You got some emotional story beats that you can build with and work with.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, Sushi Dick has been repurposed.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yes, just still her boyfriend, but not going to be like that. At least not that long in dialogue.
Yeah.
Still like him as sushi dick, but you know.
Sushi dick, where you put your dick and wrap it in seaweed and rice.
Sorry, watch that stream, guys. Your voices had me dying on that.
God, that's something you can write into later, right?
Yeah.
Which voices did you enjoy?
When you first did it, and you're just like taking the piss out of my first script. Moby, your voice, her doing like the old Japanese guy voice, that has me laughing every time.
Listen to me, my son.
And anything else, or is it time for porn?
I think Moby dropped some pages, didn't you?
Did you?
Yeah, hey, you think he did Soaring Sorority or something? Soaring Sorority.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Do that, yeah.
All right. So, are these? How much time did you put into like making the script pretty?
Oh no, I updated, man. I cleaned it up, man.
Okay.
I think it's going to take like 3 months, and I got to bounce.
All right, so this is going to be Preston gets out his checkbook. It's good to see.
I am prepared to pledge right now to back your next campaign for $50 minus $5 for each passive voice. And let's see. So Nadia's ballet studio. We will come back to Nadia.
That's right, man.
Instead of the checkbook, I think Preston should start with his calculator and see how much Mulby owes him.
That probably better. But see, if you had the checkbook, we could actually see it in real time.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
it'll be
Preston
like
can't write a check for negative money
or cash.
Yeah.
Get like a stack of cash. Be like, okay, I'm gonna take out one $5 bill, and now I'm gonna take out another $5 bill.
See,
I just wanted,
that's visual storytelling. This is why.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be a writer, but I was bullied instead.
That's right. Yeah.
Nobody does better female voices than Moby. That's right.
It's true.
I typically am tapping head. All right. Who should be reading the narration?
Give that to John.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, we got started. Yeah, we're at page. What is it? It's 11.
Page 1.
Yeah, 11.
11. Okay. Because by the way, page 1. Just so you know, like we already have an is. I just want to point that out. Okay. And her father is runs. You know.
Wait a minute. I think you got the old script.
I do got the old. Okay. Are you sure?
We uploaded it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. See, you're giving them a hard time for nothing there.
It better be changed.
Kenny, you see this, man?
It would be really funny if that was exactly the same.
I'm just a former church choir singer, man. Just trying to change my life.
All right. So, are you going to submit next week, or are you uploading it right now?
No, it's already up there.
He uploaded it like about half an hour ago.
Oh, okay. Because I thought all right, I'm going to click again. I think this is it.
9:17.
Yeah, 9:17. So that's this file right here. I'm going to share it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. Right, yeah, that's the one.
I just.
Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna hold up. All right, I'm wait up.
Tell me that's the only page.
Oh no, I'm just saying we start here on page 1.
Yeah.
But if you want, we can go to other pages.
We'll go to 11.
I just want to point out that Abasi is holds. And Abasi, that's good. Gatsby flies. There we go. No passive voice in that one. Gatsby flies, yelling at this sentence is a beautiful sentence, Colby. Gatsby flies, yelling at a bossy. I want more sentences like that sentence. That's a good one.
There you
go. Saying, man, instead of letting me slide, because I'm a writer stream OG, they bully me the worst, man.
This is what happens when you accept a challenge, brother.
There you go.
You gotta live up.
Danny, man, y'all supposed to be from Canada. Y'all supposed to say Moby tried.
There you
We
go.
believe
He's
He's doing the best
You're
he
writing
can.
stuff.
he's doing all he could. God bless his heart. Eh?
So all right, so we're getting in at page 11 here. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who's
All right.
narrating?
I have John narrate.
Okay.
I'll have Skinny play Akimi, and I'll have Preston play the Candace character, and
Okay.
I'll cast the rest, as we go on.
Okay. By the way, Moby, I just want to show you something.
Yeah.
You see that? That little thing right there? That's an is. And oh wait, what's this right here?
Uh-oh.
Oh, that looks like an is.
I mean, panel 2, to Mulby's credit, does have an active verb after the is.
There we go. There we go.
Man.
Yeah, it's possible if you just eliminate the is. Kimmy kisses her deceased father. That's great. There's this little hanger on here.
I deleted it, man.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm counting off for those. Okay, so narrator, take us away.
All right, panel 1. Front view shot of the cast of the people seated in attendance on chairs. Tiger Panda is in
45.
tears along with people seated beside him.
As much as it aches, I'm just even in this moment of moments thankful, so thankful that before he left this world, not only did my father live, damn it, Preston, a full life, that everybody second with his presence, he ensured that all those who knew him knew that, above all, he had love for them.
Panel 2. Akimi is kisses her
$40.
deceased father on top of the head, who is in the open casket. Akimi still in tears.
35.
Kimi?
Daddy dearest, I won't spend my life soaking and drenching the world with my tears, for you left far too many reasons to smile from just being given the honor of gracing this world as your daughter to do such a thing. I'm going to spend my life echoing loud laughters and shining of smiles during the darkest of sunless times, for the love you showered me with I shall share so long as I draw breath.
Akimi holds Candace's hand, both in tears, as Tiger Panda is sitting beside the casket in tears, holding a photo of Akimi and her father alongside of him. Also, only some security guards can be seen remaining. Caption hours later.
25.
Who's Candace?
I say Larry.
That's Preston.
Remember to come. Visit me in New York. Me have something I want to share with you. That's the line. I read the line.
I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll be there. I just doubt I'll cease mourning his passing if I remain in Japan, especially during his up-and-coming birthday. I can handle the months prior, but a day I'm supposed to celebrate his birth, I can't be here.
Then you'll be in New York with me, and me will make this day dedicated to his birth, an occurrence worthy of his memory.
Panel 4. Candace waves goodbye as Akimi is
$20.
a Tiger Panda.
I know I miss Daddy too.
Panel 5. Candace jumps off the balcony.
Oh my God, that sentence right there is perfect. Look at it. Look at that. It's so good.
Everything's spelled right. I'm so proud of you.
So good.
Panel 6.
Back on for good sentences.
Flow on flies straight up as Kimi waves goodbye as Tiger Panda looks at the casket.
Excellent work.
Right, Larry, you could be
12,
you could be the Erica character, and Danny, you could be the Talon Claw.
Sure.
And Skinny man, you gonna be the priest, man. This one's gonna fall.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I gotta get my holy Mountain Dew ready.
All right.
Yeah.
Farmland deep in the forest of New Jersey. Spring. Erica, along with Night Sparrow and Talon Claw, are harvesting beets. with wooden baskets in hand. Caption, deep in the forest of New Jersey.
Seems we will be harvesting a bountiful harvest this spring.
That's an echo. You don't want to be harvesting a bountiful harvest.
Come on now.
I would
We're
dare to
harvesting
say.
a bountiful harvest.
I mean, is this John's story?
Okay.
I would dare to say far finer than yesteryear, don't you think?
I would second that. The land must truly be at peace to bear such a harvest.
Panel 2, an extreme close-up of Talon Claw's eye, then a flying Molotov cocktail. I'm not sure what should be the close-up of, but panel 3, Molotov cocktails flies from all over from above as Night Sparrow and Talon Claw hold a wooden basket full of beets, looks towards the sky as it hails Molotov cocktails, while Erica is on her knees, picks up beets. That just makes no sense.
Yeah. Where was I? Was I at 20 or 15?
What?
I think I'm at 10. I think I'm at 10.
No, you were 15.
All right, 15. I'm around 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Panel 4. A priest has the Bible open in hand, surrounded by
10.
parked vehicles of his followers, all men ages 18 to 40s, black, white, and Mexican, that throws the Molotov cocktails toward the farm.
Skinny.
This land must be burned until the will of God rises from the ashes. This land must be purified. As for those who live here, may they burn their lack of faith.
Woo.
Panel 5. The priest is still reading from his Bible as his followers cheer, watching the farm and land engulfed in fire.
The Lord shall bear a reward, for we have served in the righting of the world of these foul sinners who dare not claim this land in his name.
Panel 13, page 13, panels 1 through 5. Erica's axe flies right through the fire, hits a follower right on the head. I like that sentence.
That is a good sentence.
Talon Claw leaps right out of the fire as some of the followers witness in shock. Talon Claw
this is a great sentence.
Through multiple followers with his claws.
I think we're at -5.
I'm definitely...
Some followers draw out their guns as Talon Claw faces many. Sparrow Feather tipped arrows over 50 are flying out of the fire, hitting the armed followers, some in the head, heart, and so on.
Danny,
I'm somewhat tempted to suggest Preston overlooks something like is slashes because there was clearly the effort, but it's not perfect. Like the solution is merely to delete the extraneous.
You mean like Night Sparrow is walks?
Man.
It was walking became is walks. It's like you have to go all the way.
Oh, you were so close. You were so close.
Hey, look, I'm okay to make this a black and white issue. I'm just, speaking for the guy at the bottom here, right? Well, we can't keep punching down. That's not fun.
Right. Larry, man, you're supposed to have my back.
No, Page 14, panel 1. Night Sparrow walks through the fire, aims her bowing arrow, while Erica walks through the fire with tears in her eyes and a face of anger. Panel 2. Followers run away toward their cars as the priest reads the Bible.
They may run, but I have the will of God beside me, and you will be punished for your pagan ways.
Panel 3. America holds the priest by the neck with her axe in hand as the followers that did drive away the bodies of those that have died on the ground. Talon Claw and Night Sparrow faces the fire that is now engulfs their entire land.
That was so close.
Listen here, you false man of faith. We were here long before the pagans, and damn sure we're going to be here long after you arrive with your Bible to preach bylaws you never followed.
Panel 4. Erica points her axe toward the fire while still holding on to the priest by the neck. That's a nice sentence.
This is a great sentence right there. I love that.
Your kind sickens me. We have found peace in living apart from your society, yet you intrude upon us through we have given you no cause. Oh, though we have given you no cause. Our suffering will never be enough for you.
The priest holds the Bible toward Erica's face while still held up by the collar. That really should just be the priest.
The priest holds
the Bible toward Erica's face.
Yeah.
As she holds him by the collar or something like that. Like the while still held up. It's like,
Priest.
Your people will not be forgiven until your trial begins in hell, pagan.
Boy, this is a hardcore priest. All right.
I'll send you there first.
Panel 15. Page 15. Panel 1. Erica is tossed the priest right into the fire as Night Sparrow and Talonclaw watch as his body flies over them toward the fire. Panel 2. Erica picks up the body of the deceased follower of the priest as Talonclaw and Night Sparrow walk toward her.
Oh,
Heyo.
that's so good. That is a good sentence right there. There we go.
Yeah. They may not have been those worthy of our hearts, but their corpses do not deserve to conceal the beauty of this land. Let's give them a burial.
That says give him a barrel.
By the way, that is a barrel.
Let's give him a barrel. Yeah.
Let's give him a barrel.
Barrel of wine. Yeah, anyway.
Panel 3. In an open range in the forest, the bodies of the follower corpses, naked, are on their backs in a circle as Erica is on her knees in prayer, along with Talonclaw and Night Sparrow behind them, aims their bow and arrows toward the sky. Caption: Hours after sorrow.
Though their actions were unworthy of remaining among the sounds and harmony of the bounty of life, you have given us all nature. May their flesh returning to your honor, the blessing of life, we are also grateful to possess.
Flesh once roaming over the ground, now fall below as your last act to honor those still living.
Panel 4. Night Sparrow flies her arrow skyward. Far above them, the arrow can be seen heading further toward the clouds.
Yeah, Preston, you could take that.
Sparrow, arrow, cloud bound.
Panel 5. The arrow falls toward the middle opening of all the bodies of the followers in a circle.
Yes. Yes.
Panel 6. The ground from below rises 15 feet towards the sky with the bodies.
Yes.
Yay.
Page 16, panel 1. Night Sparrow on her knees prays with Erica and Talonclaw in front of them. Land soil. Land that has completely covered all the corpses that were once there, and the sparrow arrow sticks out of the ground.
I don't know what we're doing, but okay.
Me neither. Page 17, panel 1. In a pocket
yes.
Give me a minute. You could be
the land soil is very important.
You could be the prince, Skinny, and Preston. You be the princess.
Okay, no problem.
I remember when this started. They had Preston reading all the female lines.
Yeah.
Page 17, panel 1. In a pocket dimension, in the beautiful forest filled with flowers, daylight, blindfolded Prince Carwin is holding the hands of Princess Petalheart, who leads him toward a field of roses.
Oh, darling, my heart's beat to the harmony of such wonder, and you're leading me towards.
My love, I have prepared a surprise worthy of the blessing of your love you have always expressed.
Panel 2. A close-up of Princess Petalheart's hands as she removes the blindfold from Prince Carwin's face. Panel 3. Princess Petalheart points towards a picnic with food on the cloth, grapes, fruit, surrounded by wine bottles on an open field. Prince Carwin is surprised, smiles.
Oh, darling, you have without a shadow of a doubt truly outdone yourself with this flair-inspired meal.
Panel 4. Prince Carwin and Princess Petalheart are seated as hummingbirds place napkins around their necks. Panel 5, Princess Petalheart feeds Prince Carwin grapes as butterflies fly around them. Panel 18, page 18, panel 1. Prince Carwin has his arm around Princess Petalheart.
No,
These
gotcha.
names are just, oh my.
It's for the girls, man. It's for the little girls, man. It's for the girls out there, man.
Look,
Colin, these centuries have truly passed as though wind upon a rose petal beside you.
My entire life, I have seeked nothing more than a forever existence of love, and to share that with you, my dear prince.
Panel 2, Prince Carwin kisses Princess Petalheart.
Good sentence right there.
It's a tongue twister. Oh my gosh. Panel 3, Prince Carwin opens a bottle of wine, which spews away from Prince Carwin as Princess Petalheart claps.
My dear. Oh, sorry.
Oh, is that me or you?
No, that's you. That's you.
My dear, this wine is of the finest flavor.
Panel 4, Prince Carwin and Princess Petalheart tap their wine glasses together as they stare deeply into one another's eyes.
To the continuation of love not bound by the flow of time. Jesus.
Of course, my love. May our moment mirror where time halts to wonder.
Panel 5, Prince Carwin and Princess Petalheart have their hands crossed as they both drink from one another's glass. Panel 6, a close-up of the wine glass breaking. Panel 1, two large shadow hands are breaking through the ground below as Princess Petalheart screams and Prince Carwin has his sword unsheathed, holds on to Princess Petalheart, both on their knees.
Oh, yeah.
Damn you, demon!
What is this foul?
Giant chicken hands.
Panel 2. The two shadowed hands, now larger, hold on to Prince Carwin as Princess Petalheart attempts to reach him in tears.
Let go of him.
Panel 3. Princess Petalheart looks up at the sky as what appears to be a tornado heads towards them from a cloud made of souls above. I don't know what that's supposed to look like, though. Panel 4. A tornado snake made of A tornado snake made of lost souls swallows the prince and princess whole.
Oh, we were almost, but let's see.
I still don't know what that's supposed to look like.
A tornado snake made of lost souls swallows the prince and the princess. I feel like I feel like I
don't know what's a tornado snake.
I don't know what a tornado snake is.
Don't know what a tornado snake is.
You're right.
Tornado snake
Tornado.
Tornado snake was like
I'm flipping Sharknado, man. I'm flipping.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, I just say like if you
But it's
take
made
out
of
the word
lost souls,
snake,
and I don't even know what a lost soul looks like.
Yeah, if you got rid of snake and it became a tornado made of lost souls, swallows the prince and princess whole, I would feel like that would be a stronger sentence.
Yeah.
Preston, you've seen a tornado made with lost souls.
There you go.
You haven't seen a snake tornado.
I have not. All right.
Panel 5,
so this
New
is
York.
NATO now?
World Trade Center.
Yes, it is.
From the sky above, a black cloud in the shape of a snake made of lost souls dives towards top of World Trade Center.
Okay.
I don't know. Page 20, panel 1. Black clouds in the shape of a snake made of lost souls.
Oh, there we go.
Is
his. I don't want is his. There we go.
Hits the top of the World Trade Center. Panel 2. Hundreds of people are running out of the World Trade Center. Panel 3. Over 20 military helicopters fly backwards. The black clouds. No, they fly towards the black clouds in the shape of a snake as it still hits the top of the World Trade Center. Panel 4. The black clouds on top of the World Trade Center clears as the helicopters surround it. Panel 5, above the World Trade Center, black clouds have completely cleared with only a hint of it left, revealing Princess Petalheart. is on a cross made of 3-headed cobra, her wrist wrapped by snakes, as well as her ankles. The very top of this cross, a king cobra head. At the end of the horizontal sides of the cobra cross, 2 black viper heads. All of the heads have their tongues as they hiss. As Petalheart appears to be unconscious, those who stand to the left of her, Shade Shadow, and to her right, Stillborn, as the military helicopters surround them above.
You need to break up this big
crap.
block into like 3 paragraphs. Yeah.
That's a big panel.
That is also a big panel.
Yeah.
Just FYI. All right.
That
So
should almost be a splash page, I think. But yeah. Anyway.
So that was 10 pages.
Sheesh.
What did we just read?
Image down here at the bottom. I don't know if anybody else sees that.
What's that?
What is
it? What are you saying?
Oh, he's saying the comment section.
So that is the weirdest He-Man fan fiction I've ever been exposed to.
I felt like this is synthetic acid. I'm sorry.
There we go. Anyway, all right. Positives.
That was a good one.
You were getting better on your passive voice.
Cheyenne, you're pretty
you were.
savage
and your spelling. I feel like you're improving.
Yeah.
I feel like if you just do when you're done, if you just do like a Command F and just find every instance of the word is and remove it, your script will get better.
100%.
All right. That'll take you a couple of minutes and it'll make your script better. All right. So 2-minute investment, make your script better. Just search for is.
Because it looks like you just missed them when you were going through. That's all.
Yeah.
Which is easy to do.
It looked like he changed a lot of stuff, but just forgot to remove a few is's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a
you
tornado snake striking the World Trade Center. We got a prince and princess who are in love being attacked by a tornado snake. And I have no idea what the hell is happening in this story. But it had some cool stuff in it. There we go.
I don't know.
Right.
Like, I get.
Larry,
okay. Are we doing the positives right now? Or?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I thought the visuals were really good. Like, that's one thing about Mulvey scripts. They're always really interesting. There's all this stuff going on all the time. Keeps it flowing. The little battle in the field or whatever. It seemed like he shortened it up from last time we read it. There was I remember there being a lot more with the followers and stuff like that of the priest doing all this stuff. But anyway, I think it's been cleaned up quite a bit. So, but it still needs some more work for sure. Yeah, but it's getting better. It's getting a lot better. Yeah.
Skinny.
I enjoyed it. It was like 3 books in one.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
It's like a team up story. So yeah. So, yeah.
What I was visualizing with having heard it, it sounds really interesting. Like the snake tornado. I actually want to see that.
Yeah,
I
really do.
You tell them about
You got a lot of cool set pieces.
I was just like, you don't know what a snake tornado made of lost souls looks like? Come on now. I mean,
I want to know what a snake tornado made of lost souls.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Now.
I mean, that would be a really cool visual, I think.
That would be.
Yeah.
John.
It was definitely interesting. The prince and princess were some very, very interesting characters. Very what's the movie? Princess Bride. Yes, very, very Princess Bride in their relationship. I kind of saw a little bit of that. So that was interesting and entertaining. Very
Princess
cheesy
Bride.
and over the top, which I think is normally what you're going for. So you definitely nailed the cheesy and the over the top. So Yeah.
All right, Danny.
I want your drugs.
Yeah.
I'll have what he's having.
Yes. Definitely the so the only passage of this I'm previously familiar with was the fight scene with all the people with the bows and arrows in the deep forest of New Jersey or whatever. So that was way more efficient. I like that there was a little bit more room for direct conflict between one of the protagonists and the priest. So I think that was new to this edit. And the fact they're actually talking to each other was really, really great, especially because not that much changed in the funeral scene, and that's still a lot of monologues. So seeing like characters interacting always makes me happy. And then your acid hit you, and something happened in fucking Cloud Kingdom. And it was just wow. I don't know if these are existing characters, your He-Man Care Bear couple or whatever.
Yeah.
So presumably they already exist, but like at least your like the location of the weirdness is appropriate. If there's already like people making out on a cloud, yeah, sure. Snake soul tornado, let's go. Right? So like at least that wasn't happening in New Jersey, which is much less likely.
Right.
Because nothing interesting happens in New Jersey.
Damn right.
That's right, yeah.
That's right.
That's what I've heard.
We're just New York's ugly cousin, man.
That's right, yeah.
And constructive.
Okay. I think the Princess Prince scene needs to be tightened up a bit. It just goes on a little bit too long, for sure. Like you did with the cornfield or whatever battle there. That was tightened up really good. So I don't know about the funeral scene still. Like it's got some good dialogue, but
Was the funeral scene with America Chavez or whatever?
the Asian chick, I don't remember her name, sorry, but and then the Jamaican superhero, but yeah, it just feels kind of like it slows that part down, and then it speeds back up again. Then it slows down with the little Princess Prince thing, but then it speeds right back up again with the snake tornado. So it's got its quiet moments and its fast-paced moments, but I feel it kind of needs a little bit more pacing, maybe a little bit more breakdown. And then there was that one panel that was just like way too much stuff at the end there. I think it'd be better as a splash page instead of just like a single panel. So just move it to the next page, make it a splash page, because there's a lot of stuff going on in that panel. There's like all these snake things around them and all this crazy stuff. So yeah, that'll work really well. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say a lot was happening. I really couldn't keep up. Maybe cut that down a little bit. Like the funeral thing, I don't know. I think you could probably cut that and be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or put it later in the story.
Funeral to this farm to the
shit.
There's so many.
Or if there's more introductions, have the funeral be the last one, and you can have like a break from all this like constant action. And your edit for the opening with the Guinevere scene, that was pretty good introduction of action.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm stepping on you, Skinny. But like going from action to more action would be good. And if you're going to keep introducing characters, maybe just take the entire funeral scene and put it later or nowhere. But start with later.
Right.
Yeah.
I would caution against using the World Trade Center towers.
Yeah, I feel like that's been done before.
Because isn't it not called that anymore? Unless you're making it take place before 9/11 or in a world where 9/11 never happened. I don't know. That's might be considered insensitive. So I don't know. Maybe just use a another famous building. You know,
Like Building 3.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know. Just my recommendation would be to use
building,
a different building.
Yeah.
I do agree with.
That would be
I was
my
just gonna-
recommendation right off the bat. Would just be use a different building.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, there's lots of famous buildings in New York. But I mean, unless you absolutely have to for plot reasons. But I don't know. That kind of jumped out at me as.
I just assumed it was like an alternate reality or something.
Yeah, you need to explain why the World Trade Center is there, and you don't.
Man,
Yeah.
It's one of them. It just happens.
No, I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, John mentioned when it happened, and that was like 19 years ago.
Yeah.
The World Center has already been there, done that.
Exactly.
Do something new. Everyone's seen the World Trade Center be destroyed.
Let me put it this way: like, if somebody loves your comic book and wants to shoot the screenplay, the World Trade Center is going to be a CGI effect now. And
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better to go practical?
Just put it on the roof of Trump Tower.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, there you go.
In the words of Preston, I don't want to skew away 84 million voters.
There you go.
That's fine. There's 200 other million voters who will buy that.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, you still got the Sears Tower. You've got
there's all kind of places.
the Chrysler Building. There's a lot of really iconic buildings that just scream New York.
Well, man, it's for plot purposes. Something.
Yeah.
Statue of Liberty gets involved.
Statue of Liberty gets animated. What did she do? Did she knock the planes out of the sky as they were flying toward the building, and that's why they're still there?
She gets awakened, man. And
Okay.
power.
Actually, that would be
Ghostbusters here, or
yeah.
Like what?
oh yeah,
What?
Ghostbusters 2. They used the Empire State
Yes.
Building.
Oh, there it is.
No, Ghostbusters 2 used Statue of Liberty, I want to say, didn't it?
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah.
Speaking of plot, if I can give some constructives, in the I'm just ignoring the funeral scene right now. In the New Jersey scene, the character who shoots the cloudburst, whatever, who is that? Where did they come from? Why do they have nothing to say? Aside from that, that was a third character who was there fighting the evil religious people, right?
Yeah.
So why they turn up out of nowhere at the end of the scene instead of participating in the fight seemed really weird to me. And I'm not yet seeing a direct connection with the actual plot for any of these disjointed scenes. There's a tornado at the beginning, the beginning in Haiti or whatever. Yeah. And then Guinevere is unleashing some bad shit. That landed. We all liked that, right? And then no reference to the tornado, and then no reference to the tornado, and then a completely different tornado. So why are we watching this?
Right.
Because we love tornadoes.
There you go.
Oh, tornado.
Yeah, and we love helping Mulvey improve and reading his scripts. And I'm totally behind the Crazy Town visuals, but I would really like to see that whenever we're establishing these new characters in a way that suggests they're going to affect the plot in the future, it would be really nice if the inciting incident that starts the plot was also the inciting incident to some degree that brings those characters into the plot, or that you show the trail of action that leads to whatever does bring those characters into the plot. Does that make sense?
Oh, makes sense.
I can say that in a much more direct way if you prefer, and be less Canadian about it.
It's a kind man. It's a kind Canadian man.
Because we just saw this really cool action scene with some stakes that starts a story, and then the next thing that happens isn't related to it, obviously, and the next thing that happens isn't related to it, obviously, and the next thing that happens isn't related to it, obviously.
I just got a text message. This is terrible. Whose script is this? Oh, it's Moby's. All right, no.
And one other thing I remind you to keep an eye out for is that if you have characters and they don't do anything on screen or say anything, they shouldn't be there at all. Right? Like I was sort of excited to have some dialogue with one of the people with the pre-scene, but then like they had fewer lines and then didn't do that much in the action bits either. So it was like, okay, well, why is that character even there? And like, I don't know these characters. Maybe there's a good reason for them to be there, but you didn't show me as a new reader why those people are there.
Yeah. It's a hard thing to do the scene jumping with all the...
And like everyone's in their own mini group.
Yeah.
Like at least Princess Lovebug, Care Bear, whatever. Princess Care Cloud. Like, you know why she's there, even if she's not a superhero, right? Because like they're on a date. That made sense. Yeah. But in the scene with the priests, there was the woman or whoever it is who can shoot arrows, and then that's also the person who does the earth magic, and then someone else shoots arrows that does a cloud thing. So you've got a third character like who's not really doing anything, which makes me question why they're there.
The parts probably got cut out in the edit, but yeah.
All right. Anything else, or? And by the way, Mo, you did great. But I know you're.
How much does he owe you?
Yeah, I know you're beginning your writing journey. You are certainly improved a great deal since you started. Keep coming back. You keep getting better.
Yeah.
And definitely. Preston, in his generosity, stopped counting at 0.
Exactly.
He's not taking a
so clearly,
and
all
now,
of this.
The person who. All right. She wants. Are you okay? I guess. How do you feel? That's what I got to ask. How you feel? You okay?
Oh. For me, I'm solid, man.
You seem a little punch drunk from all the notes. I don't want you to be okay.
I'm solid, man.
Solid. Okay, good. All right. Very good. Okay.
We all know you can do it because if you go back and look at the recording from last week, we were all 2 weeks ago when we last read the Guinevere section, we were all super proud of you for nailing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, we know you can do this. All of us.
Definitely.
All right, we are to the exciting porn script that has brought everyone here. Here we go.
All right.
Sexy o'clock.
Yeah. Oh wait. This is wrong one. Sorry. Stop sharing. Wrong script. Let me get the right script. It's not that one. It's this one. Yes, it is this one. It's Nadia's Ballet Studio. Okay.
That is the one. Yes, so we are picking up exactly where we left off. Lolita has spent the night. She has spent the night at basically whoring the night away. She has exhausted the time that she could remain in the material world, so she has possessed London in order to escape. So, usual readers, Larry, you'll narrate.
Yeah.
Preston, I'll have you do Emmy. Danny, you can do Lolita, and I want you to do London in the first part when she's possessed by Lolita.
Okay.
Because London will basically be speaking with her voice. And Skinny, I'll have you do London on the second part of the story when we come back to her, because she's a nice Southern girl.
Yeah.
And who else is in the lines? There's, I think Mulby. I want you to read for the hooker when she shows up. She's got some funny lines, and I think you might get a kick out of them. Nice. And let's see, have I not? And I will do Pepper and the nurse, and I think we'll see how. I think that covers everybody.
You got a nurse, all right.
And who am I? I'm Emmy, right?
You're Emmy. Yep.
You're
okay.
Yeah.
Narrator.
All right, let's go. Exterior, Nadia's ballet studio day. With a duffel bag over her shoulder, Emmy exits the studio, walking down the street. A few blocks away, London with black eyes nearly runs Emmy over, parking on the sidewalk. There we go.
Watch it.
London leaps from the SUV. Emmy notices her black eyes.
Lolita.
Yeah, it's me.
I didn't think you could possess anyone else.
Oh, I can if they give permission. But if they're not compatible, they suffer mental and physical damage and then spontaneously combust.
Good one. That's a good one. I like that. I take it you're exhausted the time you can be material. I take it you exhausted the time you can be material.
Yep.
Yep.
So if you don't mind.
London leans.
What's that, London?
You're London after Lolita leaves London's body.
That's right. Yeah. So it's just in the next.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll know when she's no longer possessed.
Yeah, exactly. London leans in to kiss Emmy, but she steps back.
Why do you smell like piss and shit? By the way, question mark. That is very exciting.
That definitely needs a question. I think that might need a exclamation point and a question mark.
Yeah.
Oh well. Apparently, my coworker here spent the last 12 hours strapped to a bed, being vaginally and anally prodded.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they let her use the bathroom.
London pulls up the dress, showing him massive blood and fecal stains across her stomach, groin, and legs. Nice.
This is what we come to you for, John.
Yeah.
Oh my
This is
God.
why Comicsgate loves everything Preston does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you in
They're
pain?
taking notes right now. Oh
Taking
my God. Did you hear what he said? No. Okay. Anyway.
Me? No pain at all. London, well, she's got some internal bleeding.
Slow down. Internal bleeding.
Yeah, I think she got prodded a few too many times. Shame, really. She seemed like such a nice girl.
She's dead.
Yeah, practically. My presence is the only thing keeping her vertical. I'm sure she'll bleed out in a matter of minutes.
Get in the car. We're taking her to the hospital.
Why? Another hour, her frontal lobe is going to shut down. I'm literally going to lobotomize her. She's done for either way.
Oh, good God. Emmy steps forward, stares down at her.
Get in the car.
Okay.
London gets back in the SUV. Emmy, behind the wheel, takes off.
Poor SUV.
Yeah. Interior hospital, emergency receiving day. Emmy escorts London into the emergency entrance lobby.
Can I get some help here? That's a question.
Oh, a nurse rushes to them.
What seems to be the problem?
Yeah, tell them where it hurts.
London and Emmy exchange glances.
All down here?
London waves her hand over her lower stomach, pulls the dress up.
Get me a stretcher. Prep OR4.
An orderly rushes to the nurse.
How much time until she goes Lobo?
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
If she dies, I'll never forgive you.
Emmy kisses London on the lips. London collapses unconscious, her skin quickly turning pale. The nurse and orderly put her on the stretcher and rushes her to the back. Emmy nonchalantly steps backwards, exiting the hospital. A moment later, the nurse returns.
Miss, I'm going to need you to fill out some papers.
Tires squeal as Emmy pulls off in the SUV. Interior SUV day. Emmy slows down to the speed of the traffic, not to attract attention.
Is that we're or where? I think we're going to do something with this car. It has London's DNA all over it.
I know a good spot.
Interior concrete aqueduct day. The water is low in the aqueduct, no more than a foot. Emmy crashes through the locked gate, driving down the concrete ramp.
Yeah, this should be good.
Emmy Park gets out of the car, walks to the back, and opens the lift gate.
Oh, look at that. Cheyenne.
Yeah, there we
go.
go.
Cheyenne over.
Yeah,
Look at that.
right on, right
I
on.
thought
Yeah.
Colby.
I'm telling you, Emmy Parks gets out of the car, walks to the back, opens the lift gate. She finds a toolbox, rummages through it, taking out a dirty rag.
You should probably burn your clothes too.
By the way, two being TOL. You'd like that, wouldn't I?
That should be wouldn't you?
Okay.
Yeah. I thought that
bad.
was just a joke, but
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you have been sitting in London shit for the last hour.
Emmy sighs, tosses the duffel inside the SUV, opens it, taking out her work clothes. She pulls off her yoga pants and top, throwing them inside before donning her coveralls. Walking to the side of the SUV, she opens up the gas cap and shoves the dirty rag inside.
Where'd you learn how to do that?
I saw it in a movie once.
Emmy takes out a lighter from her bag before swinging it over her shoulder.
Can you get me clear of the blast?
Probably.
Emmy lights the rag. Her eyes click black. Emmy bolts from the SUV, leaping into the air. The SUV explodes. Emmy lands on her feet, looking back at the burning car. Her eyes click normal.
Where to?
Home, probably. I think a shower and change of clothes are in order.
I mean, about London.
What about her?
If you think I'm going to let what happened to her go...
Fine. We can go see Pepper. She seems to genuinely care about these girls' well-being.
Really? If she cared so much, why'd she let London get into this mess?
Because she's her boss, not her mother.
Good point. Exterior Skid Row day. As the afternoon wanes, a bus rolls down the derelict part of the city. As it comes to a stop, the doors open. Emmy, dressed in her hero outfit, steps off the platform.
You sure you want me to let you off here?
I'm sure.
Last bus through here is at 11:30.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
The bus driver closes the door, pulls away from the street. Emmy starts walking down a side street. Exterior, the 8th house motel day. An unkept exterior of a motel is done up in an astrological theme. Each of the 12 motel room doors has a different sign. 2 hookers stand on the ledge talking and smoking when they notice Emmy walk up to the steps to the second level.
You looking for work or a good time?
Why not both?
The hookers laugh at each other.
Look at you, big attitude on a tiny girl.
The hooker grabs Emmy's breast. Emmy shoves her arm aside.
Bitch, you get out of here with your 12-year-old titties.
Oh, there we go. Triggered. Triggered.
So, confirmed.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Yeah. I'm looking
Totally
for Pepper.
sex with adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is Pepper looking for you?
I'm a friend of Lolita and London.
A door opens. Salt steps outside. The hooker clicks her tongue at them, turns her back, rejoining her smoking companion. Emmy turns and sees Salt. He retreats into the hotel room, leaving the door open. Emmy walks inside. Interior, 8th house hotel, Pepper's room. Pepper lights up a cigarette as Emmy enters the room. Salt closes the door.
Hi, I'm Lolita's roommate.
Lolita's not working today.
Yeah, I know. There was a complication last night.
I don't like complications.
London's in the hospital. According to Lolita, the best and they beat and sexually assaulted her with a baton.
Cigarette?
No, I'm trying to quit.
Pepper takes a long drag.
London went with Leo Hang last night. Was that who did it?
I believe so. Probably, why not?
Pepper lets out a long sigh.
Get Liu Jialong on the phone.
Liu Jiawang is dead.
Fuck.
He died.
Emmy gets a disgusting look, cuts herself off.
While he was with Lolita.
Prepare a retirement package for when London gets out of the hospital.
Salt nods, exits.
Retirement?
Sorry. Pepper turns to the side table, opening the drawer. She skims through various envelopes. She finds one labeled London. Opening it, she finds a fake driver's license.
You seem like you enjoy going the extra mile. Take this to London. Tell her I'll take care of her when she gets out of the hospital.
Any chance I could borrow a car?
Salt returns with a phone, hands it to Pepper. Pepper waves Emmy off.
Good morning, Leo Hang. My deepest condolences about your father.
Emmy looks up as Salt towers over her.
She said I could borrow the cars.
Interior Hospital, London's room. Day. Emmy enters the hospital, finding London talking in whispers to Mikhail. They stop talking once they notice Emmy.
Oh, hi. Sorry to interrupt. I'm a friend of Lolita.
She got me out, didn't she?
She did.
I don't remember anything except her offering to help, and then I woke up here.
I'm glad to see you doing better.
London and Mikhail exchange glances. He kisses her on the forehead.
I'll see you later.
Mikhail exits. Emmy walks up closer, takes out the ID out of the envelope. Sorry.
Pepper asked that I bring you this. She said she'll take care of you when I get out.
Emmy places the envelope and ID in the side table drawer.
Thank you.
Emmy takes London's hand.
What they did, that was a bit beyond your job description.
London tears up.
They wouldn't stop. I cried. They wouldn't.
Emmy holds on to London's hand.
It's okay. You don't have to say anything.
Oh.
Yo, romantic subplot?
Romantic subplot. Okay.
Romantic subplot.
There we go. That's the end.
Or is that not appropriate since apparently we're the PO channel?
Degenerate. I mean, my God. Yeah.
What
Mario,
do you mean mini romantic subplot?
Yeah. Hmm?
What did you mean by mini romantic subplot? Between whom?
Emmy and London.
Emma and London?
Yeah.
No. The mini romantic subplot is between Michael and London.
Who's Michael?
He was the guy in the hospital.
He was one of the gangsters weeks ago at the big gangster party. And he's also here in the hospital caring for London, though apparently not caring enough to prevent her from getting.
Not caring enough for me. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he was in the middle of poisoning the other guy while she was with.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a terrible boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like the Emmy London subplot better. Let's go with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. In your little fantasy, you can
needs more lesbians.
Go there.
He needs more lesbians, definitely.
That's right.
All right. So, I mean, Larry, you go first.
Well, it was a good conclusion to the last bit. It had some decent flow. We had disposal of evidence, which was kind of fun. Lots of body jumping, which is always fun. I don't really think I got any other positives. All around solid.
Skinny, what would you think?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it seemed to flow really well, and I really got into especially. It was really complimented by Danny's voice too, like that stuck-up ass ballad.
Yeah, he does the best Lolita.
I really like that.
I'm not gonna lie, it's keeping me coming back on a regular basis, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't how I originally planned for her voice, but Danny just does a good job with it. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But the lines are written really well. Even just nonchalantly just talking about lobotomizing London. It's it happens every day.
Yeah.
Danny.
So the dialogue in this section is exceptional, John. You like it was really on point. There was a good beat to it. You paused at the right points to let action happen. The relationship between Emma and Lolita is interesting because Lolita's causing problems, so that's good. I think my point a week or two ago about like what is Lolita or is Emma actually trying to do instead still stands, but like Lolita is successfully interfering with Emma's life, so that really, really landed for me. The hookers were good, Salt and Pepper were good, and
oh wait, there we go.
Just the matter. I'm down. And the fact that it's Lolita who brings up the obvious consequences, death, lobotomization, needing to burn your own car because it's evidence, doubles down on the fact that she's the one causing problems. So that brings the stakes home to Emma, like 80% of the way, aside from what Emma wants. So that was absolutely great. And focusing on like, I was a little bit iffy on what some of the dialogue was doing until I remembered that every single scene was a daytime scene. So you're internally consistent, and it really landed in that way and gets it going to the next bit. Like I was talking about romantic subplot with London, but really you've ended that previous scene very like and wrapped it up really neatly.
Okay.
Any
Thanks.
notes?
Yeah. All right. So for me, stuff happened.
I know you're not a fan, Preston.
All
it's
right.
okay. I have long ago accepted that you are not a
Preston,
fan.
you need to lead into this because you and John are now
I know.
related according to a bunch of assholes on the internet. So you've got to be on John's corner. You have to start caring, Preston.
I've been canceled with so many people. Like there was a streamer a couple of days ago. Liam Gray and Preston did what? I'm like, how the hell did we get thrown together?
What?
Yeah, Mulby. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
To me, man, it flowed well. To me, I think John's adapted the script more towards like a life in a day type of situation. I like that a lot better than like when it started. It felt like a lot of he didn't have the character's voice, but now it just seems like we're like it's like a reality show. But it's about a horse demon,
Yeah.
Yeah, you could kind of say that.
VH1 presents Horse and Demonic. Other than that, man, it's solid, man. You find the character's voice, and to me, it sounds like John's writing more loose. He's not trying to constrain himself to something.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, constructives. All right, so the story wrapped up. I didn't feel an emotional payoff, really. All right, so I'm glad that London survived. That's good. And she's apparently gets to go into horror retirement, and that's also good. I guess. I mean, hopefully it's not like a euphemism for assassination. But I'm not sure exactly what the stakes of the story were, and when it's over, I'm wondering what the stakes of the story were. It's actually not over.
There's 5 more pages.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. Good. Okay, very good. All right. Skinny. Any other constructives from anyone?
I'm good whenever.
No, really, not I mean, I will agree with you that it does kind of the way you word the full retirement thing. It does give off the impression that they're going to take her out back, like Ogie Hiller.
I mean, what else would you call it when a whore is no longer going to be a whore?
Well, retirement's fine, but I'm still saying the way you wrote it, there's the connotation that the organization is going to exterminate her.
Yeah.
That's why she gives her an envelope with cash and a fake driver's license.
After that, it's different.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that happens right afterward.
Okay.
Yeah,
She says,
Okay.
"Prepare the
Okay.
entire
That was a
package."
solid baby
Salt
switch.
comes back and basically hands it to her.
Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what I understand what you're saying, but
Right.
I don't really know of what else to call it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think retirement's fine. It's neat. That works in the scene, right? Like she says retirement, and you're thinking in the background, oh, okay, they're gonna kill her. Then she hands her the envelope with the cash and the driver's license, and you're like, okay, maybe they're not gonna kill her. Guess we'll find out.
All right.
We'll kill her later.
So, Skinny, did you have another constructive?
That's all I had,
Okay.
man.
Danny.
Everything else seems pretty good.
All right, Danny, did you have one?
Yeah, so coming back to something we were talking about ages ago, like aside from what's being interrupted and what does Emmy want, why does Lolita, like, fine, Lolita's going back to Emmy, but some conversation about whatever moral lessons Emmy's been trying to teach Lolita, or is the sort of Damocles over Lolita's head could sort of bring an additional depth to their interaction. So it's like, well, we have to save her. Oh, I don't care if we save her. Oh, but now you want me to save her. Okay, well, I'll do that. So like, why? Right? And even if it's Emmy having to go through the basics of human life is valuable, and that's what we humans believe, and this is, you know, you need to do this if you're going to stay in my body, or I'm just going to let you die in the sun. If we are reminded about whatever that deal is, we can use this that car scene as a way to sort of remind the audience of the nature of their relationship and that it's tense and it should be tense. And both of them have been through quite a lot in the last like 30 pages or so, right? Like there was a couple of near rapes and things like that. So, you know, what is their relationship when they're not under a ticking clock? And then to that end, drawing attention to the amount of ticking a little bit more would be really nice. Like, I don't have very much like time to live in this body, and we need to dispose of a car and get to the hospital. Actually gives you quite a lot to do before Lolita dies, theoretically, right? So
well, Lolita doesn't. She would only have a problem if she stayed in London's body. Once she's back in Emmy's body, she's fine.
Yeah. So is the problem because London's about to die, or the problem because they're not a good match?
It's because
because
London's not a compatible vessel. So it basically, when she possesses London or any non-compatible vessel, she's basically in a ticking time bomb.
And
so
how about the ticking time bomb that you've already set up with the imminent gang war that's going to come to Emmy's doorstep?
That's still going. That's
like we need to destroy the car before the next plot point in the next episode happens might be a way to remind the audience of where you're going to go.
Yeah, it's and I think I might also
to foreshadow that. Oh my god, language. Yeah.
I think I also might need to add a line in that Emmy is still wanted by the police, and her DNA is now in the car.
Yeah.
So that's the other reason why, and I did not include that. So I need to. That occurred to me when you guys were going through the pages, that I need to include that the part of the reason they need to dispose of the car is because Emmy's DNA is in it, and she's wanted by the police. So they don't want the police to be able to track her either.
And the upshot to bringing the gang danger into Emmy's life is that Salt and Pepper remind you of that during that scene when they go back and call Liu How Long, right?
Yeah.
So so just that extra reminder of we might be being followed, nobody knows, like that's really, really good setup for something you can pay off later, and really good foreshadowing for the kind of drama that you spent a lot of time setting up with this like multi-layered LA gang experience. I don't know, it's LA, but like you've got this complicated criminal
based on
underworld.
LA, but it's not specifically LA.
you've got an international criminal underworld, and everyone in that underworld is could be coming to Emmy's doorstep next. And I think that's a really, really great looming threat. And you spent a lot of time setting up all these characters, so just paying it off by explaining who's who, and that someone might be after them, like before Salt and Pepper mention it, sort of just keeps the audience invested in the stuff that you've already established.
Cool.
Any other constructives?
To me,
Goldie. All right, wait.
The only thing I would say, to me, still, John just needs to add a little more. Like, sometimes a character just seems too comfortable with what's going on, the human form.
That is true. Yeah.
That level of risk. It's like they're both in sync. Or you just lost a body. We still need that panic on the human end, so that way you got Danny reading that confident, that mean girl. Then you got the, her human form, more that scared freshman, that fear. To me, you just need a little switch on the tempo. When Danny plays a role, it's all high confidence. Then when the human form, we need more fear. That's all I'm saying. But a VH1 presents Horus and Demonic Demons.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I have one thing I think I can add. But I know you have more pages left. So this could happen. But there's a little bit of a lack of the central antagonist in this episode. Like, you've got your gang warfare, but we don't see much from the cops who are supposed to be tracking her. Even like one page with the angel cops or whatever, where they're kind of exploring like where she might be, or looking for her, just so we know that they're still there, hunting for her, could really add a little bit of attention, because I'm assuming with the gang warfare stuff, that's going to bring the police into it at some point too, and they're going to meet up again. But yeah.
They quite literally show up in the next sentence of the scene where we ended. It's just that except the police showing up in the hospital to interview London would have taken us more than the page, so I decided to save that. So, but yes,
fine.
they while Emmy and London are talking, the police literally walk into the hospital room to interview London.
Perfect. Okay.
So
no complaints then.
Really quickly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say really quickly, bouncing off of Mulby's response. London is actually a really good character to place some of that human reaction into. She just had a hella traumatic experience, and she's in the hospital. So her reacting, I guess, without being so sanguine, is a really, really good place to start with that.
I was trying to do that with this hospital scene. Yeah.
It's pretty hard, to pull that off, but yeah.
Anything else?
Produced by John Lamont.
There you go.
Horus Demonic.
Yeah.
Executive producer Preston Poulter and Comicscape. Comicscape's behind this 100%. Sorry, Comicscape is behind this 100%.
It's going to be right on the cover.
Masterminded by Preston.
And what I always love with it, when I'm talking with these people, is they're like, "Well, here are Comicscape books." I'm like,
"Yeah.
How come you listed all these books, but not the one that actually said Comicscape on the cover?"
It will cause your wife to leave you to be a demonic woman.
All right, will cause your wife to leave you.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my.
All right.
How is anything bad about Comicscape? Like 5 minutes.
No,
sorry, guys.
I know. The time will come. All right. We survived. We made it through. Mulby picked up a new fan with Cheyenne. Sorry, Gotham. That's how life works out. Gotham was in the chat. Like, like he's like, no, you don't understand. You hold an opinion that's different than the one I think you should have.
Oh,
so
I see. Yes.
DMs,
Please check your messages.
Please check your messages.
Yes.
Professor never listen to form of communists.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
How dare you think for yourself?
Yeah, you
I
can't
know.
go doing that.
Can't form an opinion. I mean, God damn it, we just listened to the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, okay, so anyway. Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This has been Preston Polter, Pocket Jacks Comics. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.
Good night, everybody.
Right. Remember, people, Horus, demonic.